So why are the people buying the stock market, the stocks? Why do people doing so? When I was a kid, I was in the sixth or seventh grade. I used to like buying stocks as a game, right, with my classmates. They used to buy the stocks, and I was always wondering, come on, as we play as a kids, we playing a game that if I buy, someone has to lose. And I didn't like that game. I thought, come on, there must be something hidden. I mean, I love the game. I didn't like the outcome. I thought it's not fair. And I was walking around asking people, the students, MBA students, business students, the teachers, university teachers, how does the stock market work? And nobody could provide me an exact answer. All they were telling me is it's a zero-sum game. That is to say, any profit I make comes straight out of somebody else's pocket. In other words, legalized gambling. And I was, come on, I mean, it can't be true. I didn't buy that answer. If most of the big companies, mutual fund companies, pension funds, insurance companies, they all are buying stocks. They wouldn't do that if there would be someone losing a lot of money for that. And I knew there has to be something more. Anyway, I was still a young kid, not that young anymore in sixth or seventh grade, but I was about to graduate from my school. So during my final semester, I met one guy, and he is a stock market millionaire. And in the beginning, we were just chatting in a bar. I was privileged. I was privileged to meet such a person, and I was asking him, "How is it going?" And he's always, "Oh man, life is so good. I'm so happy. Come on, come, join me, right? Join the stock market trading. It's fun. It's challenging, but it's fun." Anyway, we did a little bit of drinking. We talked a lot. He was telling his philosophy, and at some point, I thought, "Hey, this guy, he is a successful stock market millionaire. He's a successful trader. He knows what he's doing. Maybe he does know my the answer to my question." So I asked, why would someone buy a stock? And he just looked at me and like nothing happened, and he was like, David, it's really a wrong question. And I didn't receive a familiar answer I was getting from everybody else. It was completely different. I was shocked when he said that. Uh, and he said to me, "You know, David, we are both of us at this bar every week. We like it. It does improve our lives, and we pay money to the bar that if a bar's business works well, creates profit for the owner, and everybody is involved." And his his answer to that was, "You know, David, your question was wrong. So why would someone offer a stock to sell on a stock market in the first place?" And I thought, right, that sounds right. In fact, it makes profit sound like a great thing for a society. Well, at least in some circumstances. And he said, "You know, David, but when it comes to the business, it takes money to make money. The owner had to commit to a lease on this building. He had to board the glassware and alcohol, to install the stools and this lovely wooden bar in front of us, and he had to hire the employees. Most people with a passion to start a business aren't sitting on a cold hard cash. They have to get it from somewhere." And I was whistling to myself and thinking, right, this does make sense, right? But yeah, I get this. But where does the stock market come in? What does have to happen? And we were happy to be in there, and I'm happy. I'm happy myself to know the owner there. And he went in with a combination of two options when he did start his bar business. One, he has to get a loan from the bank, but he didn't want to be on the hook for too much if a bar failed. And besides, the bank wouldn't lend him much unless he had a lot of skin in the game. So that guy, the bar owner, so he brought in an investor. The second partner puts in some money, and the guy you and I know puts in a work. Right? So in a simple example, that would be um, I put the money to the owner of a restaurant and a bar. I don't need to work for that money. The bar owner does the work, but I do collect the money. So what happens is that the two partners divide up both the assets and the cash flow proportionally to the amount of the bar that each of them owns. In other words, they split up the profits from the ordinary operations of the bar as well as ownership of the furniture and liquor and so on in case they decide to sell any of it off, based on how much each partner owes. Similarly, if they sell the bar one day, after they pay off the bar's debts, they will split up all the proceeds. Uh, owning a stock, owning a stock is very similar as like being a business partner or business partner in a business. You have a claim to all of the profits and assets of the business after its debts and so forth are paid. The business can build its earnings power, accumulate assets, and become an attractive candidate for bigger businesses to buy. And in all of those cases, your stock in a company can put profits in your pocket. People buy stock to participate in those profit opportunities, and the price increase in those profit opportunities, and the price does increase as people think that potential profits are worth way more. Uh, in our situation, in our situation, the investor deals directly with the guy who runs a company. On the stock market, we don't buy shares straight from the company, do we? No, we don't. The company gets cash directly whenever it offers new stock. Investment banks help to place that new stock with investors, but the people who own stock may want to sell it, which is where the secondary market comes in. That's where you and me, my mom and dad, and mutual funds and so on all meet up to buy and sell the stock that has already been issued. It is just the same as if the investor in this bar sold his stake in a bar to somebody else. Right. And now we are getting closer. Now we are getting closer to the answer. So what you are doing is you buy a stock to get a claim on the business and you sell when you are willing to give up that claim in exchange for the cash. When people think the stock will produce greater value than the cash we are sitting on, and they act on that conviction by buying up the stock, the price of the stock rises, and vice versa with selling. If you sell, the price goes down. And so at this point, actually, I can answer this question to you, uh, very relating to the real life situation. Imagine the bar's investor put in $150,000 originally and got 50% of the bar. Say he owns it for the 10 years. Then the business is really successful during that time. For one, he is pulling out profits, so he's probably already gotten more than his 100,000 or 150,000 back. If he sells his part of the bar, anything he gets is pure profit. For another bar, the bar has probably built up some assets during that time. It might have bought that building it's in, and his part of the building may now be worth more than his original investment. So it does create a lot of benefits in the numeral is for both investor, for both business owner, and everyone happy around, including the people who are the customers of the bar. So not only he has been paid back through cash distributions, but his ownership stake has increased in hard value because of the equity they have got in this building. No matter where he sells it, he will make profits. And there is no reason to think that there is no place for another investor anymore to profit. If a bar just keeps the pace, the cash distributions will keep coming and the bar will eventually own the building outright. Or maybe they expand, add food service or open a second location and their profits do increase rapidly. Everyone keeps seeing their money increase over and over, so long as the business keeps succeeding. And it is exactly the same with the stock market. So long as the businesses keep succeeding, stocks can keep increasing in value without anybody losing that money. The profits in your pocket come ultimately not from the losses of other market participants, but from the value created by the companies. Yes, other market participants may not make as much profit as they otherwise might. That's where your profit comes in. But that's a loss of opportunity, not a loss of cash. Uh, the companies do get capital, cash, liquid to fund their business plans, and investors get to participate in their business success. It really can be a win-win, guys. I hope so. This video was informative enough for you to answer your question. And yes, the answer is that it does create win-win and there is no people losing if we are doing a smart investment in the real businesses. Bye.